from New Hanover County Schools Television, powered by students. This is your school news.
Welcome to your school news for the week of January 6th through the 11th. Happy New Year. I'm Gabrielle Allen de Trois-Maisons.
And I'm Jordan Fife. Topping our newscast this week, international PISA results rank U.S. students against the world, County Educator of the Year is named Regional Teacher of the Year, and the two schools win $25,000 from U.S. Cellular.
Do schools in the United States ask enough of students? Based on the results of a major new international report and conversations surrounding its release, the answer is no. The 2012 PISA results released at the end of December is our top story. Every 3 years, hundreds of thousands of 15-year-olds in more than 65 global economies take the Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA. The results provide a snapshot of how students in the U.S. compare to students around the globe. When the results were announced, U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan said the results must serve as a wake-up call against educational complacency and low expectations. We get a report on the results of the Department of Education.
How do U.S. 15-year-olds compare to students in other countries when it comes to reading, mathematics, and science? The academic performance of American 15-year-olds hasn't improved over the past decade, while other countries, like Ireland and Poland, are passing the United States. That's according to the Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA. PISA is designed to measure how well students can apply what they've learned in and out of school as they near the end of high school or secondary education. PISA is especially valuable because it measures applied literacy skills, which makes it different from nearly every other major assessment. With PISA, we can see how American 15-year-olds compare to their peers in a very diverse group of participating education systems, including nearly every developed economy in the world. PISA began in 2000, and since then, every 3 years, 15-year-olds from countries around the world have taken it. Average scores for U.S. 15-year-olds in 2012 were not different from any of the previous years in any of the subjects. 18 education systems had higher average scores in all 3 subjects: reading, mathematics, and science. Shanghai, China, which participated in PISA for the first time in 2009, remained the top performer in the world in all 3 subjects. The U.S. performed better in reading than in mathematics or science. If you take a closer look at U.S. math scores, you discover that the U.S. had more low-performing students and fewer high-performing students than the international average. In reading and science, the U.S. had about the same percentage of low and high-performing students as the international average. On the NCES PISA website, you'll find the international rankings and details on how American 15-year-olds performed by gender, socioeconomic status, by race and ethnicity, and other variables. You can get the full report here.
In other news, Laney High School teacher and New Hanover County Educator of the Year, Melissa Gillespie, was named Southeast Regional Teacher of the Year. In a surprise ceremony and reception, Board of Education representatives from the Department of Public Instruction and the school system delivered the news to Ms. Gillespie. We get the full story from Jamie Stalford.
It was a big day at Laney High School as friends, family, and faculty gathered in the Media Center to surprise New Hanover County Educator of the Year and Laney's social studies teacher, Melissa Gillespie, as she found out that she had been named Southeast Regional Teacher of the Year by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. The reception for Ms. Gillespie took place in the library and was a complete and total surprise. The morning consisted of praise for Mrs. Gillespie, delicious refreshments, and a celebration of her teaching career. As a teacher at Laney for the past 10 years, Mrs. Gillespie has seen students grow and learn. Karen Dickerson, the current State Teacher of the Year, said Mrs. Gillespie makes the children want to succeed. Everyone at Laney was excited about Mrs. Gillespie's honor.
Well, obviously it's an honor for her. It's an honor for Laney High School and the new Hanover County school system. You know, I was talking with some folks earlier. I said, you know, you can be a principal a long time. You can have a career as a principal, and you may never have an opportunity to have a regional teacher of the year work in your building. And it's quite a special thing to have somebody like Ms. Gillespie to represent us that way and to represent Laney and New Hanover County Schools that way.
Board of Education Chairman praised Mrs. Gillespie for her dedication to the profession. Deputy Superintendent Dr. Rick Holliday struggled to hold back tears. One of Dr. Holliday's last hires at Laney when he was principal was Melissa Gillespie. On hand for this celebration was Mrs. Gillespie's husband and children, who along with many others had to keep the recognition a secret. Gillespie was named New Hanover County's Teacher of the Year in June and went through an intense interview process to advance to the regional level. Teachers from 13 other counties competed for the honor, but all of Mrs. Gillespie's students knew she was the only choice.
Miss Gillespie, it's really hard to explain. Miss Gillespie, she really touches her students. She really, she makes us want to learn. Like Shelby Cook said in her speech, she really, touches all of us in a way that most teachers don't. She breaks everything down to where we can understand it and where it makes learning about it fun. She made the Embargo Act seem like it was a day at the fair, basically. She's a really amazing teacher, and it really seems like she was born to teach. That seems like her God-given talent. I really do believe.
This has been an exciting year for Gillespie. Her County Educator of the Year honors came with a Toyota Prius for a year, and she has seen herself on billboards, in local TV commercials, and more. She'll now move on to compete against 8 other teachers for the honor of State Teacher of the Year in May of 2014.
I'm incredibly excited. It feels great to be honored for something that you do every day and you've done for a decade, and it's just incredibly exciting. It's a huge honor.
Mrs. Gillespie brings joy to her students on a daily basis and is being recognized appropriately for it. The surprise reception was a special moment for her as students, family, and faculty were all on hand to celebrate and congratulate Mrs. Gillespie for her hard work. Everyone agreed that Ms. Gillespie is a great teacher because she sets high expectations for her students and then works hard to ensure that she meets each of their academic needs so that they succeed. Reporting for Your School News, this is Jamie Stalford.
Seniors Amanda Morrow and Maisha McBride, students at Wilmington Early College High School, were inducted into Cape Fear Community College's Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa. To be inducted into the Honor Society, students must be working towards the 2-year associate's degree, have completed 12 hours in their program of study, and must have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher. The purpose of Phi Theta Kappa is to recognize and encourage scholarship among 2-year college students. To achieve this purpose, Phi Theta Kappa provides opportunities for the development of leadership and service, for an intellectual climate for exchange of ideas and ideals, for lively fellowship for scholars, and for stimulation of interest in continuing academic excellence. Congratulations to Amanda and Maisha.
Students, teachers, and administrators at Sunset Park Elementary School and Williston Middle School are each $25,000 richer. Both schools were named a 2013 champion in U.S. Cellular's Calling All Communities campaign. The winning schools garnered the most community votes and each won $25,000 to use as they wish to enhance their educational experience.
So Calling All Communities is when U.S. Cellular gives local schools across the country the opportunity to win $25,000. This year we're so excited that we had 4 winning schools in North Carolina, and 2 of those schools were right here in Wilmington. So we're really excited to share the success with this school, celebrate the hard work that it took, and just so grateful for the community that they really stepped up and helped these schools. So the voting process this year, it was simple. All you had to do was visit uscellular.com, click on the Calling All Communities button, and vote for your favorite school. And it was literally that simple. All you needed was to be 18 years of age and have a valid email address. The best part about this campaign is it is $25,000 the school can use in absolutely any way they see fit. They can use the money whatever they feel is going to help them improve the education for their students. That's how they can use the money. So that's the best part, is they can use the money any way they see fit.
We are going to buy some iPads for small group instruction in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades. My teachers pull those children over in small groups, and to have the latest and greatest passages and information right there in front of them with the children is something that we're going to invest in. We need some updates to our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade playground. Right now they have 2 basketball goals and about 6 swing sets. So we're going to give them some more productive play areas out on the playground. And hire an instructional tutor. This is incredible to me because actually it would be enough money to create an extra position for our school and a part-time tutor and help us meet our goals for student performance at the end of the year.
North Carolina topped the list with 4 winning schools. Iowa, Tennessee, and Wisconsin tallied 3 winners. Illinois, Kansas, Maine, Missouri, Nebraska, Texas, and West Virginia had 1 winner apiece to round out the list of 2013 champions.
Lieutenant General Milstead, father of College Park Elementary teacher Melissa Quaranto, came to visit her kindergarten class. Lieutenant General Milstead is currently serving his 40th year with the United States Marine Corps. He explains to the students that of the 4 branches of the U.S. military, the United States Marine Corps is the smallest. Yet the Marines have taken on some of the toughest missions and have developed a unique military culture that thrives on challenge and hardship. He spoke on the military's role in relief services to the Philippines and the importance of staying in school. He answered questions ranging from the details of his uniform to the purpose of backpacks, helicopters, and walkie-talkies in the military. Students posed in a picture with the Lieutenant General as they shouted "Hoorah!", a term used to show excitement in the Marine Corps.
Now, when your school news continues, Creed Raston is here with this week's exciting lunch menu forecast.
Plus, coming up, the Coddington Drama Dream Club presented 3 productions of a favorite children's author.
This is Your School News on cable and online. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Mom, I'm not gonna go to college.
What are you saying? You've got to go to college.
Well, they offered me a job and...
Son, college is much more important.
No.
Yes.
No, Mom.
Yes.
Anyways, it's my decision.
Okay, well then decide what degree you're going to get because you will go to college.
Their tomorrow depends on your words today. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information you need to help your kids go to college.
Welcome back to Your School News. This month, our B Block is devoted to a series of reports on school buses.
New Hanover County Schools Transportation Department operates one of the safest school bus fleets in the state. Bus transportation is provided to elementary, middle, and high school students living at least 1.5 miles from their assigned school. All bus drivers must be 18 years or older and pass a bus driver training program designated by the NC Division of Highways and licensed by the NC Division of Motor Vehicles.
During the month, our series, The Big Yellow Bus, will focus on driver training, care and maintenance, school bus safety, and the latest in school bus technology.
The definition of a school bus by North Carolina law is specific. According to North Carolina, a school bus is a vehicle whose primary purpose is to transport school students over an established route to and from school for the regularly scheduled school day, that is equipped with alternately flashing red lights on the front and rear and a mechanical stop sign, and that bears the words "school bus" on the front and rear in letters at least 8 inches in height. Because of this, North Carolina law requires everyone who operates a school bus by this definition to meet specific requirements and be trained, tested, and certified by a driver education specialist with the Division of Motor Vehicles. We get this report from Cassie Williamson.
The school bus driver is the most important person in school bus transportation. The safety of students is in their hands, and their dedication and commitment are essential to safe school transportation. School bus drivers are a model for their passengers and a representative of the school district. To be a safe school bus driver, candidates must be mentally alert, keep focused on their driving, and be prepared for every possible emergency.
A bus driver has to, first of all, meet a certain vision test when it comes to being and obviously for good reasons, because when they're driving a school bus, they got to be able to see all around them, okay? They also have to be able to hear to a certain level, and of course that's measured. And then also physically, they got to be able to get students off the bus and be able to at least get 50 pounds worth of weight off the bus. So those are the three principal requirements when it comes to being a school bus driver.
Those who want to drive a school bus must have a good driving record, including but not limited to not more than one conviction for a moving violation within the past 12 months, no convictions of driving while impaired, no instances of driver license suspension or revocation, and be at least 18 years of age. Candidates who meet the legal requirements to drive a school bus must then pass a written examination administered at the conclusion of school bus driver training by the DMV School Bus and Traffic Safety Section.
First of all, they go through the classroom piece of it, okay, and they learn about just the bus structure overall, and they learn to do the pre-trip, which is go around and check the bus and make sure the lights are working, the stop signs are working, the stop arm's working, and just make sure there's nothing leaking from the bus, okay. And then they also just learn general things about how the bus turns, you know, how the safety equipment works, those kind of things. They also learn about the laws that apply to school buses. They learn how to approach a stop as to, you know, where the students should be and how they should stop prior to getting to where the students are standing and have them walk towards the bus. But just in general, they learn all the safety features when it comes to how a bus operates and the safety of how they should pick up students and deliver students to and from school and to and from home.
The Commercial Vehicle Safety Act of 1986 requires all states to meet minimum standard requirements for licensing commercial drivers and requires each commercial driver to hold a CDL. Drivers of school buses must have a CDL to drive a big yellow bus. Being properly trained and licensed are just some of the rules and guidelines school bus drivers must follow.
Every bus has a route assigned to it, okay? And on that route it shows where the bus should be at any particular moment in the sense of the stops, okay? And the bus drivers, as part of this training, know they should be following that route, and if the route has some error in it, they should notify their supervisors that can be corrected. And a key to this too is that you have to remember sometimes drivers are out, so you have to have sub-drivers, so they need to make sure they're following the same route every single day. But again, the bus drivers follow a route sheet, and that route sheet has at each stop what time they should be there and who the students are and what the grades are for those students at that stop. And again, the driver should not allow anyone on the bus other than the students that are assigned to that stop. If they run into an issue where a student's there who doesn't belong, before they let that student on the bus, they need to call their supervisor to verify this truly is a student and can be allowed on the bus. Again, another important part of this is making sure that students understand that when they pull up to a stop, that the students do not try to approach the bus until the stop sign has come out and all the traffic is stopped. So again, a lot of the safety at the stop is dependent on the driver keeping the students informed as to what they should and should not do.
Learning to operate a vehicle the size of a school bus is a difficult task involving knowledge of laws, regulations, visual and mechanical skills, and accurate responses. In many instances, a school bus driver is the first member of the school system children see and the last to see them at night. School bus drivers have a large influence on a child's attitude toward school. For a school system, safety starts with the school bus driver. Perhaps no other area of educational operations demands more responsibility for student welfare than the transportation of students in buses on public highways, streets, and roads. New Hanover County Schools is indeed fortunate to have such outstanding men and women in its service. Reporting for Your School News, this is Cassie Williamson.
Thank you, Cassie. As 2014 gets underway, we'd like to remind all citizens of New Hanover County to watch out for children who ride the bus. During the morning and afternoon hours when the yellow buses are transporting children to and from school, pay close attention to children getting on and off buses. Always be extra cautious when approaching a yellow school bus. After all, they transport daily the most valuable and precious resource in the world, children. School bus safety is a top priority with the school system. In order to make the bus transportation system as safe as possible, we ask parents to remind their children of the following conduct and bus safety rules. Always obey your bus driver, observe good conduct on the bus, stay in your seat until the school bus comes to a stop, don't play with the emergency doors, always keep hands, arms, and head inside the bus, and always occupy the seat assigned to you by the bus driver or principal.
Join us next week for part of the Big Yellow Bus as we look at just how the New Hanover County bus fleet is serviced.
It's time now for this week's lunch bill of fare. Gone are the days of mystery meat and the crabby hairnet-wearing lunch lady.
Across the county, school lunchrooms have gotten a facelift and a menu makeover.
Creed Rassin, our lunch menu and analyst, joins us now with the week's school lunch menu so parents, students, teachers, and everyone working with the New Hanover County school system can plan their lunchtime options.
Thank you so much. It's a great week for lunch, as well as our first week back from Christmas break. Tangerine chicken, steak fajitas, and chicken parmesan should cheer you up after coming back from that long, relaxing break. So get ready to get in the line this week because the lunch menu rocks. On Tuesday, January 7th, the menu features 2 rockin' entrees for you to choose from. Chicken nuggets with a dinner roll or pork chop sandwich. Sides include pasta salad, glazed sweet potatoes, broccoli with cheese, garden salad, and fresh fruit. On Wednesday, January 8th, you get to choose between a lasagna roll-up with breadsticks or steak fajita with peppers and onions and Spanish rice. On the side, garden peas, garden salad, and chilled pears. On Thursday, January 29th, the entrees include chicken parmesan and a barbecue rib sandwich. Sides include glazed carrots, black-eyed peas, a garden salad, and fresh fruit. On Friday, January 10th, end the week on a high note with your choices of popcorn chicken with a wheat roll or a meatball hoagie. Sides include carrot sticks, a garden salad, and a peach crisp. For the weekend, I've got a healthy tip. This weekend, for a snack, try something new. Hummus, turkey jerky, olives, and edamame are all great for you, and you may just find your new favorite food. Remember, it's all about eating right. After the weekend, start the new school week off with your choices of tangerine chicken with brown rice or seafood combo. On the side, corn, a garden salad, and a frozen fruit cup. All the menus this year include more fresh produce, whole grains, and lower calorie snacks. Plus, our school cafeterias have done away with frying and cut back on fats, sodiums, and sugar. Now taking a look once again at your lunch entrees for the week, you've got some great selections with a choice of Italian and Spanish dishes on Wednesday, and one of my personal favorites is on Friday, the meatball hoagie. That's this week's lunch menu. From the newsroom, this is Creed Rassin. Remember, spirit cannot endure the body when overfed, but if underfed, the body cannot endure the spirit. Back to you.
Thanks, Creed. Don't forget, you can also catch the Lunch Bill of Fare during the morning show here on the Learning Network and get lots of helpful nutrition information online at www.nhcs.net/nutrition. Now don't go away. Coming up, Coddington's Drama Club presented 3 productions of a favorite children's author.
But up next, we've got the high school sports report with Russell Harrison. Russell will keep you updated on all the games for the coming week.
Your school news will continue after the break.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism.
Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to Your School News. It's time for sports with Russell Harrison.
Welcome to this week's sports segment. I'm Russell Harrison. This week we have the conference basketball standings and a look at this week's upcoming matchups. I've also have the details about the upcoming swim meet going on this weekend. So pay close attention and grab a pencil and some paper to write down some notes about this week's upcoming games. Let's start off with the men's basketball. In men's basketball this week, we have 3 conference matchup games going on. The Hanover Vikings will be facing off against West Brunswick on January 10th at home. The Ashley Screaming Eagles will be at home this week against the Laney Buccaneers on Friday, January 10th. The New Hanover Wildcats will be staying home this week as well as they play against South Brunswick on Friday, January 10th. All games will be starting at 7:30 p.m., so don't be late if you are planning to attend one of these games, or you can miss out on some action. Leading the conference in men's basketball is Laney with a record of 3-0. In second place, we have a 2-2 tie between Ashley and New Hanover with a record of 1-0. Higher comes in third with a record of 1-1. We have a brand new conference lineup this year, so it will be interesting to see how things shake out. In swimming this week, on Saturday, January 11th, Ashley will be hosting the New Hanover County Championship swim meet. This meet will take place at UNCW Aquatic Center. This meet starts immediately at 10 o'clock a.m. Joining Ashley will be the teams from Laney, Hager, and New Hanover. We'll have all the results from the swim meet here on your school news sports segment. 2014 is going to be a big year for high school sports, so don't miss out on any of our reports. Now, don't go away. Your school news will be right back after this break.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Your School News. The Coddington Dreams Drama Club recently presented adaptations of 3 beloved books by children's writer Robert Munch: Stephanie's Ponytail, The Fire Station, and We Share Everything.
The club meets after school and is under the leadership of 4th grade teacher Lisa Fernelli, with assistance from parent Brooklyn Green.
The students wrote the adaptations themselves and blocked their movements. 29 students participated in the program, which was performed for an appreciative audience of family and friends.
Robert Munch is an American-born Canadian children's author. Munch is known for his exuberant storytelling methods with exaggerated expressions and acted voices. He makes up his stories in front of audiences and refines them through repeated tellings.
This made Munch work the perfect production for Coddington's Drama Club, as they themselves and use their improvisational skills in place of sets and elaborate costumes.
Munch's stories do not have a recurring single character. Instead, the characters are based on the children to whom he first told the story, including his own children.
Stephanie's Ponytail involved his visit to a class in Durham, Ontario, where he saw a student named Stephanie with a ponytail coming right out the top of her head. The Fire Station was a story he made while visiting a daycare center.
Each production was lively and fun, and both the audience and student performers had a wonderful time.
That does it for this edition of Your School News. Recapping some of our main stories: International PISA results rankings show U.S. students lagging behind the world. County Educator of the Year Melissa Gillespie is named Regional Teacher of the Year. And the 2 area schools win $25,000 from U.S. Cellular.
Remember, Your School News is on cable and online. And don't forget to start your morning with our light and lively morning show weekdays at 6 a.m. I'm Gabrielle Allen de Trois-Maisons.
And I'm Jordan Fife. On behalf of the entire YSN crew, thanks for watching New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Have a great day!